That's amazing, mashallah. The fact that you heard about these kind of like Emaan highs or that Emaan entering the heart and you were seeking it out. And the fact that you kept praying your 5 daily prayers to get to that point. That's amazing, mashallah. And you even quit your job, subhanallah.
Yes, like putting yourself in the environment, to learn more about Islam is very important and also very helpful.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the Camellias Bloom podcast, a support networking platform for convert sisters all around the globe. The Camellias Bloom podcast is a place where I share our stories of struggles and challenges which we all go through as convert Muslimas. This is a place where you can feel safe and supported by other sisters who understand where you are coming from. The Camellias Bloom is for all of us to rediscover Islam together as one, inshallah, and to let you know that you aren't alone on your journey to Allah. I am Khadija, your host, and let's get started with today's episode, inshallah. So, who is my guest for today? Grab your cup of halal goodness and join me for this week's episode with Noor, another Japanese convert, mashallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for joining us today on this week's episode.
Wa alaikum assalam. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I was born in Japan and grew up in Japan and converted in Japan. What was it my life like? Before Islam, I didn't have that much specific problem in my life, just like on autopilot. I wasn't like that mentally too stable. Right? I was maybe a typical just normal university student, like kind of up in that mood. Mood is kind of up and down.
Oh, do you mean like you were moody?
Just like I didn't have any core. I didn't have any core. Yeah, like a value to stick to. So like at the time, I didn't know that was wrong. Like there's better way, but keep changing a lot. So and at the time, I was still university student, so I was trying to learn many things from other people, but that actually kind of made me confused a lot. But I thought that was normal for that age.
Right, so you're trying to figure yourself out. So did you have a religion growing up? Were you religious at all?
No. Basically, I was supposed to be in Buddhism. My parents supposed to be Buddhist, but we didn't practice at all. I didn't know much about religion at the time, but I had a kind of feeling. I had a sense of like there's something like higher, like there's some big like one.
Right, like a higher entity.
Yeah, like a big. I didn't even mention about it to anyone else, or it was very like unconscious. Like I wasn't even conscious about it. I definitely had a sense, but I didn't try to look for what is it or all that. I didn't research anything.
Right, it was just kind of like in the background. So how was it like growing up Japanese? What's the Japanese culture like?
Japanese culture. So I went to girls only private school for middle and high school.
Oh, me too.
Oh, you too.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I heard your podcast. So it's kind of protected. I've been protected in a way that didn't have to think about boyfriend or dating.
Right.
So I was able to focus on study that was very nice. The problem is after I went to university, I was able to get into the university which I wanted to, but the problem is that it's kind of like a burn out. Like I used all the energy for just getting into the university. I kind of stopped studying that much after I got into university and become like typical kind of university student who doesn't study much. It's very hard to get in. So once you get in, it's not that hard to graduate.
Oh, okay. So were your parents very strict?
No, my parents were not that strict, but they care a lot. Like for example, if I come home like late at night, like for example 10 p.m. even after I went to university, like
10 p.m. was late for them.
It was late for them.
Oh, I totally understand. My parents were like that too. So I assume there weren't any Muslims in your university. So how did you come to learn about Islam?
So I met a guy who actually now my husband through my mutual friend while I was in college. So it was like I guess almost 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Alhamdulillah, yeah, it's a long time ago.
Mashallah.
I can't believe it.
So did this all happen in Japan?
Yeah, in Japan. So he was already working in Japan. So he was born in America. He grew up in America. The company at the time he was working for it told him to go Japan. And then near his office there's my college campus. So my mutual friend was start working in his company. So at the time I was like trying to refine my English more and more. I was studying English already, and then I'm trying to refine my English skill more and more. And then he is English speaker. He didn't speak any Japanese. So I kind of start like talking to him just as like also, yeah, maybe that will help me to speak more English. As I speak to him more and more, like I kind of feel he's kind of different than other people. He didn't say he's Muslim in the beginning. He didn't say anything, but just like the way he talks or the way he takes care of others, like I can see, like for example, when you go to Starbucks or you hold the door for someone else, like go ahead, like even people who kind of coming from far, still he hold the door for a while. Like, yeah, like a little thing. So he does, but he just not doing it to show off. Like he just very natural, and he doesn't show off. Like kind of, I have a very bad images towards foreigners in Japan, especially Tokyo. Like, kind of they know.
Or what foreigners?
Foreigners, yeah. But he didn't have that like arrogance in him. It was very comfortable to talk to him. Like, yeah. So anyway, I got interested. And then one time I had a dinner with him, and then I noticed he doesn't drink alcohol. Oh, I wasn't also a fan of alcohol, so it was very comfortable. So he said like, yeah, I don't know. He said or I asked, but he said, yeah, I'm Muslim or stuff. And then I start getting interested in Islam, and that's the start. So it's gonna be lie if I say like, I didn't have any interest in dating with him. Like it's gonna be like, yeah. So kind of like I start liking him more and more. Like as I talk to him more and more, I can see like for him like Islam is very important. I start learning because of it. That was the start.
Right. And so because you were interested in him, you were kind of interested in his culture and you wanted to know more about him. And Islam was basically something very important to him. So you wanted to learn more.
Exactly. And also he was very different than other people who I usually met. He's kind of different. I sense like something different. Like he has kind of like a strong belief, like a value in him. I very envy that he had it because I didn't have it at the time. So 2 points like kind of made me study Islam, read about it, all that. And then, so I wanted to learn about Islam more and more. So I decided to buy books. I did buy books in Japanese though, but in Japanese I went to even mosque in Tokyo. There was a big mosque, and there Turkish mosque, very beautiful. I did study, but it wasn't that much. It didn't help me that much. The thing most helped me was like talking. Conversation was not yet husband, because I joined the group of like. At the mosque, there's a female study group.
Mm-hmm.
I did join, but there's not much women I can relate to, or like most of them are like have babies or like a kid already, and their issue isn't like about converting or not converting. Like there's not much people like a Muslim I can talk to. So I just decided to stick to some books and then my not yet husband. Yeah, so it took me 4 years to decide to take Shahada after that, actually, because there's been a year until I start working. But work was very busy. So after I came back to home, I was so exhausted, like I couldn't think about anything else. Yeah, so that's why it took me 4 years. But then I decided to leave work because it was kind of toxic environment. It wasn't good. If I decided to become Muslim, I knew it's toxic, like it's not going to help me. The environment at the work, it's actually opposite. I'll be very bad Muslim if I couldn't even convert, I think, if I stay there. So I decided to leave the work and get married to the not yet husband. So at the time already I was kind of start playing or reading more about Islam, doing that, but I didn't take shahada, but because we decided to get married officially at that time, still like my mind and like logically I understood like this is it, like this is a religion, like this is it, this is I'm going to believe in, like this is it, but didn't have those like heart touching moment like it's not yet, but I kept playing every day, 5 times a day, as much as learning Islam more and more, but very slowly though. Like I was waiting for the moment Emaan comes in, like because I've heard a lot about the story. I couldn't control the timing, guys.
That's amazing, mashallah. The fact that you heard about these kind of like Emaan highs or that Emaan entering the heart and you were seeking it out, and the fact that you kept praying your 5 daily prayers to get to that point, that's amazing, mashallah. So did you ever get the feeling that you were looking for?
Actually, this year during Ramadan, feeling a little bit more moment here and there, like a heart-touching moment, but not like a major one. This Ramadan, I had like a moment, like oh my god, like this is it, like alhamdulillah,
Alhamdulillah, that's amazing. Alhamdulillah, I'm so happy and proud of you that you kept up with your 5 daily prayers. On top of that, you really wanted to seek out that feeling, that those heart-touching moments of Emaan. And you even quit your job, subhanallah.
Yes, like putting yourself in the environment, like to learn more about Islam is very important and also very helpful. Because human being like not so strong if you're just alone, like not so strong. You need a support. You just need support. That's it.
So like quite a few of the sisters' stories, you basically discovered Islam through knowing another Muslim. Like you observed their actions, their behaviors, and it kind of just stuck out to you. So you became more curious about who are these Muslims, what is Islam?
And definitely I could say is like just learning from the book is not like enough to make you feel. I don't think it's not enough to make you feel comfortable to convert and then change everything about your life. You have to see how actually Muslims lives, like how they behave in a daily life. It's like those little things makes you feel comfortable, maybe like to become Muslims.
Right, and that makes a lot of sense actually. A lot of people convert after reading the Quran or doing a lot of extensive research about the religion. And then you have the other half that converts because of dealing with actual Muslims and watching their character, their behavior, observing them, being friends with them. It's so important to always remember that our behavior and our character is, kind of being like watched and scrutinized by others around us. We always have to be mindful of how we behave because you never know how your behavior might influence someone else to take their shahada and see the beauty of Islam.
Yeah, exactly.
So how did your parents react to you becoming Muslim?
It took, I was very nervous before I told them, but it came out pretty good. They understood.
Oh, mashallah. So they were open about it.
Yeah, they're open. Pretty much. They understood like Islam is not like, it's not a cult, it has history. It's not like toxic teaching. Like they try as much as they can to be open and also fair. When I told them already I decided to get married to him, maybe they think like I converted mainly for my husband or something, maybe. I don't know yet. Alhamdulillah. And I hope like I'm definitely better person when it comes to like how I treat my parents, like before Islam and after Islam. So I hope they slowly understand, like, and then understand it, and inshallah they convert someday.
Inshallah. I think a lot of us dream of that day. So all the sisters that are listening in on today's episode, please do keep all of our families who are not yet Muslim in your du'as. I've heard many stories of sisters who have family members that converted to Islam, so we should never lose hope. So those listening in on today's episode, please do make dua for us and our families. So Noor, tell us a little bit about how life has been like for you since you converted.
So mentally, it's a lot easier. Life is a lot easier, more calm, stable. Like, I don't know. Like I can focus. I'm more focused on my family, not like friends. Because friends I used to have is mainly from college, and they're like, they're still non-Muslim. They're very nice people, but I don't share same value anymore. So kind of like more focused on my family. Or when it comes to choosing a job or choosing a place to live, it's hard to reconstruct the environment around you after I became Muslim, because back then I was going to a Muslim, then I would definitely choose different paths. But so now I'm studying to just reconstruct all the halal environment. Yeah.
Right.
But that's hard. But overall I'm very happy.
Alhamdulillah, that is very good to hear. So how has your hijab journey been like, your modesty journey been like since you became Muslim?
It's been pretty much it's slowly but like much better than before. Like even before I took shahada, they'd start wearing like modest clothes, or I stopped showing like my skin that much. I felt more comfortable. Hijab, I still have a struggle. I can wear it. I wear it where there's no people who know me. Like for example my family, or even the friends from college or friends from high school. If those people are not there, like I can wear it. So it's been like a struggle, but I'll try little by little. But now because Corona, like there's no need to, like there's no chance. Yeah, I want to definitely start slowly wearing it, even Tokyo, or I'll try. Like I bought like some cheap ones just to try it on, like how is it like to, but it's not comfortable. Like a cheap one is like a very cheap material, so it's like I don't know, like it's not comfortable to put on your face. But recently I found like a jersey material hijab.
Oh, yeah.
It's so comfortable, so nice. I didn't know because many Asian, I don't know, maybe it's my bias, but many Asian like Muslims who do those hijab tutorials on YouTube, they wear like chiffon different materials. I used to buy those things a lot, but it wasn't like really comfortable, like when touching on my face or something. But so maybe if you have struggle wearing it, maybe you can also find something comfortable material, like feel good. Like if you
Actually, that's a really good point. To make your hijab experience easier, I think the material is very important.
Yes, and I kind of, then once you go out, it kind of get messy. You have to fix it like again.
Right, and thank you so much for bringing up that point about choosing the right material that works for you. That's actually a very practical point that might help a lot of sisters, especially the new Muslimas who are trying or testing out the hijab for the first time. So Noor, what are some encouraging words for those listening in on today's episode?
Everybody's saying the same thing, but definitely, you do at your own pace, like slowly, don't get rushed into it, but always like keep always learn, like always like you better put yourself, get reminder of like, I want to learn Islam, I need to learn this or that. And once you leave, or once you get far away from Islam, it's kind of hard to catch up. But what I learned also is everything is about Allah's guidance. It's not like something you can control either. I've seen many like born Muslims who left Islam too. So it's not like once you become Muslim, it's perfect, it's done. It's not like that. Sadly, like you have to always be someone like Allah want to take you near to Him or something. So you always have good intention. Maybe keep playing if you can. Like if you're already converted, and then maybe you can keep playing. That helps you a lot. Like even you don't feel like you can keep playing 5 times a day.
Right. Whatever you do, don't give up your 5 daily prayers.
Don't give up on prayer. I think that was a key. If I stopped playing back then, probably I'm not here right now. I'm very behind or something. Maybe I would give up or something. So it's very difficult to find someone to support you or all that. That's the ideal, but it's very difficult to find it. Maybe things you can do is just keep playing or put yourself into those environments.
Right. It's so important that we always keep ourselves surrounded with a good environment, or just a good Muslim community with sisters who can support us and encourage us, even if it's online,
Yes, I totally agree with you.
So thank you again, Noor, for joining us on today's episode. I hope everybody enjoyed listening to your story, and it is a shorter episode, but I think everything that needed to be said was said in a very coherent and concise and informative way, mashallah. So this is Khadija and Noor signing off. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum assalam. Thank you for having me. It was very nice.
Thank you everyone for tuning in on today's episode. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram and join the community over at thecamelliasbloom.podcast. If you have feedback or you want to be a guest on the show and share your story, or even if you just need some support and you just need someone to talk to, please don't hesitate to email me at thecamelliasbloom.podcast@gmail.com. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.